I always thought Universal Studios was just an amusement park, a place where people scream with joy, not terror. But that night, I realized that the scariest monsters in the park weren't the actors in costumes. Because when the park closed, the people around me stopped being people. And one of them was standing right behind my back the whole time. A week ago, I came to Los Angeles for work and decided to spend the evening at Universal Studios. During the day, everything was familiar. Loud music, cues, the smell of popcorn and roasted corn. People were taking photos with Transformers, rushing to rides and laughing. But closer to night, something changed. First, I noticed something strange. More security than necessary. Some employees exchanged short, anxious glances. One said to another, "Today, some might stay again." He fell silent when he noticed I was listening. I didn't pay attention to it. Not yet. When the closure was announced, the crowd headed for the exit. But I lingered to take a couple of night shots. A beautiful, empty park, flickering lights, sets that looked like a deserted city without people. And that's when I saw them for the first time. 3 of them. They stood motionless on the walkway near the Juke World attraction. Ordinary people, at first glance. But there was something wrong with them. At first, I didn't understand what. And then I noticed. No entry bracelets on their wrists, no phones on their belts, and under their feet, no shadow. The lighting was bright, casting shadows from every bush and bench, but not from them. I froze. One of these visitors raised his head and looked directly at me, emotionless, as if recognizing me. I quickly walked toward the main exit, feeling my heart pound in my throat. A minute later, I looked back. He was close. The man without a bracelet, without a shadow, without expression. He was standing near the drink stand, so close I couldn't have missed him before, but I definitely was walking alone. I quickened my pace, looked again. He was standing by a lamppost, closer, as if he moved while I blinked. I crossed the square and approached a security guard. "Hey, excuse me. A strange man is following me. I think he's up to something." The guard looked. Then he turned pale and quietly whispered, "Don't look at him again, and just head to the exit." "But, just go. Don't talk to them." The word "them" gave me goosebumps. When I reached the main gates, I found they were already locked for the night. The guard said the only exits now were service exits on the other side. And I went. The park was empty. The silence was deafening. Every step echoed from the sets like in a dead city. To the left, a souvenir shop window. To the right, the entrance to the wizarding world of Harry Potter. But the main thing was, I wasn't alone again. As I moved, these people, the guests, became more numerous. One stood by the cinema, 2 more by the fountain, a whole group on the stairs to the Revenge of the Mummy ride. They stood motionless, and they were all looking at me. I realized I had to get to the service exit as fast as possible. The faster I walked, the closer they became. I walked past one. He was wearing a dark jacket, like a regular tourist. But his eyes, they gleamed like a glass doll's. Lifeless, unblinking. When I sped up to a fast walk, I heard a sound behind me. Not footsteps, but a jerky, dragging sound, as if someone was trying to walk but didn't know how. I turned around for just a fraction of a second, and I saw. All dozens of figures that were standing far away were now just a few meters away. They weren't running. They weren't walking. They just got closer. Finally, I ran to a door marked Staff Only and started pounding. "Hey, open up, please, it's urgent!" Footsteps inside. The door cracked open. Behind it, a security guard. Tired, with a heavy gaze. He looked at me, then at the figures behind my back. And quietly, almost mournfully, he said, "Too late. If they chose you, you won't leave the same way." "What does that mean? What's happening?" The guard slowly shook his head. "These guests. They've been coming here since the park was first built. They come after midnight. They are neither alive nor dead. They are looking for those who lingered, because they need a place, a new place for each one." "A place for what?" "To exist instead of you." And he closed the door, just silently. I turned around. The circle of guests had now closed around me, silent, dead. And at that moment, the most terrifying thing happened. One of them stepped forward, and his face became mine. He stood before me in my clothes, with my features, but without a shadow, without life. He looked at me with an empty gaze. And I understood. They don't just stay in the park. They replace those who lingered. I took a step back, but it was too late. I woke up in the morning, near the park exit. I was wearing someone else's backpack, someone else's clothes, someone else's phone. As if I wasn't me. The guards looked at me strangely, but no one said anything. When I walked past a reflective store window, I saw my shadow. But behind it, as if in the reflection, stood a second silhouette. The very same one. He was smiling. I turned away and walked off, feeling that I was not alone, and that at night I would have to return again. Because the guests of Universal Studios never leave. They just choose who stays instead of them.